that's doable. Kind of. Maybe if I sit back a little bit. There we go. That's better. I got the laptop. Just waiting for you guys to come on. Oh boy. The technical part of this is always very hard. All right, that's better. Okay. I don't know if anybody's gonna come to this live. I have no idea. Kind of makes me nervous. I don't know. Hey, looks like we have one person here. Wish I had a way to like prop this up, but I don't. Hello. So we have 10 people in here. Let's see how many we can get. Hey, hey. So it looks like we have 13 people in here. I'm actually gonna plug my phone in while we wait for more people. So let me get to that. If I can get it to work. Without unplugging everything else. All right. So, this is the best time to ask me questions, and I will do my best to answer them. I'm going to try not to look down at my computer because I feel like it's kind of weird, but I'm also kind of like sitting on the edge of this seat. Hey, hey! So the reason I'm doing a live instead of a video is because I figured this would be a time for you to ask me questions and for me to respond. Also give you guys some kind of feeling like I haven't actually gone anywhere and I'm not actually going anywhere kind of thing. At least I hope. I hope that that's the case. So let's see what I got here. I have to look down now. Am I in the US? Yeah, I'm in the US. I'm in Oregon. Where are you located? The painting on the wall looks cool. Oh, it's literally just a wall in my house. This is actually supposed to be a green, and then we have an accent wall over there that's really like rich emerald green. You have a question. Okay. I have a feeling that this might be interesting, but go ahead. Go ahead. So, my questions for you guys, if you have been watching my channel for quite some time, because I have been on YouTube for 2 years now, how do you guys feel about me being like, I'm no longer going to be a vegeting person on YouTube? Does that make you discouraged to watch the channel? I was kind of talking a little bit about it with Jordan, and he was like, honestly, Amanda, I don't really think that people watched us for the budgeting part because we didn't have as much savings, we didn't have as much things that we were working on that were actually coming through. He was like, they're watching you because of you. But it's hard for me to tell because I don't know, I'm not you guys. I don't have the world's best confidence in a lot of things, and myself, that's one of them. I'm not a very confident human being as far as like showing myself on camera. I haven't been doing that for 2 years, so I'm like, is that something you guys are feeling there? What is this? I think you're just trolling around, dude. I'm not answering that question. I'm gonna try to kick you out. I don't know how to do that, but I'm not answering weird questions or inappropriate questions. Yeah, that's not happening. You have to leave, trolley person. Why is it not letting me? Anyway, I'm gonna try to block these people. Just give me a moment. I wish I had a moderator for stuff like this. Come on. If you do not know, technology hates me. Come on. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to try to fix these comments because they're really inappropriate and make no sense. So give me a few minutes while I do that. What do you mean, do I have mods? Oh.
Moderator.
No. No, I do not have moderators. Remove. I'm going to report this person. Alright. Alright, so that person has been removed. Let's see. I appreciate you, Desiree, saying that you watch all my videos. I used to have a cooking channel before this, and I did a lot of different types of things on that video, or on that channel. I don't know why I said video. On that channel, just because it was something that I could easily do, and it was just something I was already doing in my regular life, and I feel like I'm going to start bringing that stuff into this channel. I also have life updates for the mobile home park that we live in, and some ideas and thoughts that we have been thinking about as far as like what the future is going to look like. So let me get to the feed here, if it'll let me. Scrolling down. Why is it not letting me scroll down? Let me see if I can just see it on here. Let's see. So Anna said she liked the cooking channel. Desiree liked the cooking channel. It looks like I have a question. Will you still be doing budgeting money stuff mixed with life stuff? I really didn't want to. Honestly, I didn't want to have to budget my every single dollar on YouTube. I explained it in my previous video, but I'll explain it one more time. So, as I was budgeting, I was realizing in the last few months, I don't really need to be sharing all these things on YouTube. Like, I don't need to be sharing my my very lows and my very highs as far as like financial goals, and it was just not something that made me feel productive. Does that make sense? And when you're doing something and you're getting views from negative, which is just how YouTube works, Honestly, I don't know if any of you guys know this, but most people, their brain goes directly to the negative before the positive. Just because that's how we are built as humans, and we're curious humans. So I think when the negative stuff would happen, I would get good views and I'd be, feeling kind of cruddy about myself. And then when good things would happen and I'd have positives, people were negative about that. So it's kind of a hit or miss. And for me, it's my personal debt journey. It's my personal financial journey. I'm showing you guys my real budget with real numbers and real time and all the things. So imagine if you were that person on the other side of the camera, how you would go about that. So I think that that's the hardest part. I still want to inspire people to think outside of the box and do things the way that, we all have to do things, right? Like currently right now, I'm cooking without a stove. My stove is broken still. I had the guy come look at it. It has been checked out. People are telling me, oh, well, it's not going to get fixed right away. Well, I already knew that. I already knew that. But now I'm probably going to have to cook my holiday meal in November without a stove. So I think something like that you guys might want to watch. I know that there's a lot of things going on with this mobile home park, and I'm going to let you know the 2 updates that I already told you. That's just a very minuscule thing. Ultimately, we don't want to live here in this manufactured home forever. We don't want to be in this park forever. It's not a plan that we've had. This has always been just kind of an in-between where we were paying way too much for living, and where we want to be is over here, and we're kind of somewhere in the middle. Somebody asked me the other day in a comment, do you think that maybe you would want to stay there for 5 to 10 years? No. No way. No way I would want to do that. No way. So that's just kind of a heads up, but I think I've already portrayed that in a few videos. What's up with your name? Not answering. I did change my channel name because this is a whole new chapter for me. I no longer want to be Amanda's Budgets, doing only Amanda's Budgets things. I would do other videos and people would get really irritated, and I'm like, listen, I'm a real person doing other things other than budgeting. And budgeting is a great tool, but I feel like the tool kind of became an everyday thing. And then I was making videos every day, and I was trying my best to appease the algorithm, okay? So when you're talking about money and it's not positive and it's every single day, it gets irritating. Sorry, it gets irritating. I don't want to have to talk like that every single day. So let me look at these comments and see what you guys say. I really wish I had a moderator. All right. So I am going to remove some of the folks on here that are saying inappropriate things. You inspired me to finally post my first financial video. You are a huge inspiration to everyone. Love seeing your true, real life videos. I appreciate that too, because I I understand, like, when I first came onto this platform, there was no one out there talking about the nitty gritty like I was, where I was like, hey, this is crappy. And even though this is crappy, this is how I'm going to get through this. My mentality hasn't changed. My want and drive to inspire you guys to do other things hasn't changed. And maybe in my journey, because you're going to see it all the time, I'm going to show you guys easy ways to do other things that cost less money, that can help you with your overall spending and your financial well-being, meals, things that you normally wouldn't think of, ways to make money. There are so many ways to make money in this world that I am even baffled at some of the things that I have researched in the last year. I'm like, people actually make money doing that? Like, how? And then I find out that it's a whole thing, that there's a whole thing out there for that specific topic. Or, for instance, like, you guys know that I've talked about taking bottles and cans back to save money. And I've had friends and family and people I know that are like, hey, I don't have time to take back my bottles and cans. Do you want to know how I figured that out? I was homeless, sleeping in my car, and I saw a gentleman walking around the parking lot every single night in one of my food jobs, where I was like, dude, why are you walking around trying to pick up cans all night long? Well, by the time the night would be over, he would come back and do his final rounds, and he'd have a giant sack of cans. Just giant. I mean, almost as tall as a small child. And I'm like, why are you doing this? And he says, well, I'm really not all that down and out, even though I'm homeless. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't tell him, hey, I'm homeless too. Actually, 99% of people, besides the very, very small percentage of people, knew that I was sleeping in my car. Knew that I was nobody knew I was homeless. It was just a working person working 2 jobs. And he told me, he's like, I make $1,000 a month doing this. I was like, what? You're making how much? And he's like, $1,000. I'm like, okay. So when I got into a place, because I didn't want to look like a homeless person, because I was in this pride mentality when I started working the 2 jobs. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not a homeless person. I'm not a homeless person. I'm a working person that's houseless, and I'm working on getting a house. That was my mentality. And so when I got a place, I started asking friends and family, do you have bottles and cans? So every single month, I am not going to lie to you, $100 or more comes from recycling. And I don't really have to do anything to make that $100 other than ask friends and family. They either give me said bottles and cans, or I go pick them up on my own convenience, and then in my own convenience, I take them back. It's an extra $100. Why wouldn't you do it? There's lots of ways that you can change things in your life and the way you think about things, you guys. Like, it's about opening up these little ports in your brain that you've shut off because the norm society says this is not appropriate, and or this is not normal. Millionaires don't make millions of dollars because they sat at a job for 35 years, retired, and then banked off of Social Security and 401ks. I can tell you that for a fact. in my beginning of my journey, I did not know that the man who gave me the Dave Ramsey book, because that didn't just fall into my lap, I thought he was poor. I was like, you're coming into my McDonald's buying $1 coffee, and I kind of feel bad for you because you're hanging out with your old dude friends. They were not poor, Amanda. They were watching the stock market. He gave me that book and he was like, this is going to help you change your mentality. I'm like, okay, I guess, because I would complain. Well, I didn't have any other reason not to complain. I was in a car, sleeping in my car at the end of every single night, sleeping 6-7 hours a night, working 2 jobs, sick with a disease, a thyroid disease that was going to kill me. Those are the things I want to talk about. Those are the things I want to tell you, that no matter what you are going through, no matter how crappy your financial situation may seem, you can do anything. You have a choice. You get to wake up in the morning. You put on your pants like everybody else. But it's how you walk out the door. It's how your behaviors are. And it's what you're willing to do that will get you there. So that's my hope, is to inspire you guys and to really just be my own self. Be much more authentic. I'm already authentic. I already tell you what it is. I already tell you how it is, how it's going. I'm not going to sugarcoat a turd. I don't live by the mentality of, I'm on YouTube and everything's great. Because not everything is great. Not everything is going to be great. So I'm hoping that I get to show you those things. And there's going to be some dumpy things I talk about. There are going to be some really, really tough subjects I have to talk about. Things that I myself am like, should I be sharing that on social media? But if it's my true, authentic life, I want to show it. And I'm going to talk about some things in my past that might make you go, oh, that makes sense. Why you are where you are. Yep, it makes sense. And that's life. So I'm going to see if we have any questions per se. $0.10 here in Miami. Can't imagine not returning cans, right? When that homeless dude told me that, I was like, you're making $1,000 a month returning bottles and cans. He's like, well, yeah, and I'm on disability, and I also have an apartment. I don't get any HUD housing. I don't get any housing assistance, but this helps me pay for my home. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. It all adds up. Bottle deposit here in Oregon is 10 cents. Yes, post-meal videos and groceries is a huge issue right now. You can always find negative and turn it into a positive. Exactly. So a lot of people thought, hey, Amanda from Amanda's Budgets is one of the most negative budgeting people out there. I don't think it was ever supposed to be negative. I don't think it was ever truly negative. The negatives are going to come up. That's life. I don't live a perfect life. I don't have a significant other that goes to work to pay all the bills while I get to cash in my check and divvy it out to whatever envelopes that I want to do. And that's no burn on him. And he knows that, and we've talked about it. I don't have the most wonderful job out there. I don't always love to drive. I don't always love to drive people. There are days I don't drive people where I should. I should. Yep. But I don't. I don't. Because I don't feel like I want to. I live in reality where reality can suck. But it's how you approach things, it's how you get through them. How many times have you guys seen me unstuff my envelopes because of one thing or another? Real life is the same way. Sometimes I think that our society and the way that social media shows you, hey, this is how it has to look. Like, I watched an organization video the other day of a woman who wasn't just cleaning her house and organizing, she was selling a product for all these little trays that go into your kitchen and into your fridge. And people were buying them, right? Because they were like, I want my kitchen to look like this woman's kitchen because that's how social media portrays that it should look. And then I hear later from people I personally know who are like, I think I wasted a whole bunch of money on a bunch of organizing stuff that doesn't really fit in my regular life. Because our society and this platform, along with TikTok, Instagram, Facebook,